Welcome to the Hamsing Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Paulo Navarro. Today is Tuesday, April 10, 2012. For the markets, the S&P 500 futures saw a high of the day of 1378.5 and a low of the day of 1352.5. We closed at 1357. Today's volume was 2.5 million contracts, a lot higher than the 20-day moving average of 1.6 million contracts. For the Nasdaq futures, we saw a high of the day of 2746 and a low of the day of 2684.25. We closed at 2697. Today's volume was 380,000 contracts, a lot higher than the 20-day moving average of 230,000 contracts. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at negative 2,105. The Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at negative 1,639. There were 4 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and 12 new 52-week lows for the S&P 500. For the volatility, there were 550,000 contracts traded today on the VIX, and the total premiums paid was 970,000. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio in April, we saw a 0.23 reading, which is bearish, and had 34% of the total premiums paid. For May, we saw a 0.21% reading and had 32% of the total premiums paid, which is also bearish. And for June, we saw a 0.3 reading and it had 10% of the total premiums paid. Okay, here we have the daily chart for ES. As you can see here, we're right now down 17 handles for the day. We are at negative 3 sigma on the daily chart. CI div continues to expand to the downside, gaining momentum. Here on the sigma channel width, it's starting to increase, but now it's to the downside, as you can see here. On the moving averages, today we broke the 50-day moving average. Here you can see the blue line. It went through it. There was no resistance at all there. Right now we're focusing on the lows of March, as you can see here. Probably the 1330 level has been resistance, 1333. We're gonna watch that level on the downside. But on the intraday chart, you could see here, this is the 30-minute chart. We opened around here, and after that we just kept selling every half hour. Sell, sell, sell. New lows almost every half hour. And then here we're seeing a bounce, but obviously this is the closing orders. So we basically ended up the lows of the day. Okay, here we have the McClellan oscillator. As you can see, we are right now at negative 298, which is deeply oversold. Last time we were here around this level, which is negative 315. We rallied the next 4 days, 80 points on the S&P. So we could see we're very down here. This time was also a rally. This was March lows, and then we rallied from there. So we need to see what happens here. We are short-term oversold right now. Okay, here we have the SPX daily chart. I just wanted to show you this chart because I wanted to see that we are crossed negative 3 sigma, which is oversold on short term. This does not mean that we're gonna bounce here. I just wanted to see how oversold we are. We went from almost positive 2 to negative 3 in a couple of days, a week. So we'll have to watch how it plays out. Okay, here we have the daily chart for gold futures. As you can see here, we hit the 20-day moving average today. We were not able to break it and close above it. On the upside, we have some resistance at 1697, which is the 200-day moving average. And again, we continue to look at the 1600 on the long-term weekly trend line that we have been looking at on the last weeks. For silver, almost the same. We were up 0.5 for the day. We did not touch any moving average today. We continue to be like in some consolidation here. Continue to look for the breaking of the lows here. 131. Breaking those lows will probably put us on the high 20s. For bonds, Bonds today were up 0.6, which is good. Okay, here we have the daily chart for the VIX. As you can see here, we hit the 100-day moving average today. We were up 8.4%. One thing to look at the chart is that we did not close at the highs, although the S&P did close at the lows. So that's one thing to take into consideration to see which one, how is it gonna play out tomorrow. If we're gonna get a bounce and the VIX is gonna be right here, leading. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.